Kristina here with Steele Medina, Gemini syndrome.
Hello.
Normally I have this ridiculously long intro, but I'm excited. I haven't been able to interview a drummer before, and you're a pretty special one. So
That's what they told me when I was young.
That was my question, actually. You know, what made you decide to be a drummer?
Oh wow, I've been drumming since I was like 6 years old. I was that quintessential kid that had the raided my mom's pots and pans and spoons and tortured her with loud noises until she caved in. Yeah. Yeah. Built kits out of all kinds of stuff until she threw me lessons when I was 6 years old.
See, I've always wondered what it was like to have drum lessons. I've heard of like guitar, you know, flute, saxophone, all kinds of crazy stuff. But
yeah.
Never drum lessons.
Well, when I was 6, there was this guy Mel Zelnick who was the drummer for Buddy Rich and Benny Goodman, Peggy Lee. He was like a real successful jazz guy, and he retired in the town where I grew up. So he gave lessons, and I was his youngest student. And so yeah, I learned from a really amazing guy, and then I kind of kept on going with it.
Where did you initially group together with folks to, you know, create music?
I mean, from a young age, you know, I was in, you know, like the school jazz band, and I went into, you know, being in marching band, was turned into drum corps, and then that was where I spent most of my teenage years. And then at a certain point, I started jamming with guitar players that I went to high school with and doing like Deftones and Pantera and Primus covers, and then I kind of got hooked on that, and I put on my I switched my energy from drum corps and put that into being in a band. Yeah.
What makes you do this on top of your drum set when you come out?
Well, I try to it's an ideal of mine to try to take a moment every day to meditate, and normally my day goes by so quick I never get a chance to, and so I would find myself at times realizing I haven't meditated today, and I started just doing it on my stool before I played, because that was the only moment where I would actually have a split second. And then I kind of turned into a ritual for me. So every single time I get on stage, I just take 60 seconds and still my mind and try to, you know, put myself in the present moment and just realize I'm about to do something really cool. So
I love that you're the first one that comes out, because nobody knows, for a new Gemini fan, nobody knows what's going to happen. For the rest of us, we all get that anticipation that it's like, come on, just waiting for every song. How did you get into Gemini syndrome? Meet Aaron over here.
Me and I mean, we met on the internet. No, we found each other through mutual friends, and man, when me and Aaron met, he came over to my house, and I pride myself on having a very eclectic and unique book collection, and he was like, I have that book, I have that book, I have that book, I have that book, and I was like, this motherfucker right here has all my books. So it's super rare for me to I mean, the fact that he found that he had the same books, that he had Behold the Pale White Horse and the Book of Law.
Yeah, Behold the Pale White Horse.
Who has Pale White Horse and the Book of Law at the same? Me and this guy here. So we've just tripped out on that, man, and
crashing the party here.
Yeah, party crasher. So yeah, so me and this dude super had this really cool bonding experience over all the same books, and our interest in history and theology and religious history and conspiracy theory and all these sorts of, you know, really off the wall subjects that
not everybody's into.
Not everyone's into. So we bonded on that, which then, you know, a lot of that stuff ended up finding its way, you know, into the lyrics and into the imagery and the art. I mean, that was really the foundation of what we built everything on, was our interest in that kind of stuff. You know, and you could spin it however you want to spin it, but the bottom line is that there's a lot of knowledge out there that's only available if you seek it. So you can learn a lot by misinformation. You can learn a lot by information, and it's that journey of getting there, which is so interesting to me and him. So we kind of have that thing in common.
You gotta walk that line between it and figure out which one's which. You know.
Yeah.
Figuring out what disinformation really is and what true information really is, and they're so intertwined in themselves over thousands of years of different philosophies and different, you know, patterns of thought, and a lot of it gets lost or misinterpreted, you know, and to seek that truth. You know, they say, seek and you shall find, man.
I think the world now has been misinterpreted, though. Anything you really had to dig into and look second time into.
Well, just imagine if you know, our entire civilization comes to a crash, and in 2,000 years, they find a picture of a guy with like white headphones on an iPod. You know what I mean? They're gonna have no idea what that means.
Right.
And they're going to interpret it into some weird way. Maybe they'll go, oh, like maybe they had this divine, you know, connection to the gods, and it entered their brain through like osmosis or whatever. But it's just a fucking iPod.
They're listening to Hatebreed.
Yeah. You know, and we look at we look at the pyramids, and we look at like the Mayan temples, and we look at you know, Easter Island, and we're like, oh, we got that figured out. We know why they did it and how they did it and where they got the stone. And we have no idea.
No clue.
You know what I mean? They had a different kind of superior technology than we have now. You know, at least that's a personal belief. I don't have no one ever.
Ancient aliens, dude.
Yeah, I haven't time traveled to verify that.
Aliens.
But yeah, drums.
I can only imagine the stories you were like if you were a time traveler.
Oh yeah.
Like the things you would come back with, you know, like, hey, guess what I found today? And I could see your whole persona being, let me inform you, not, you know, the crazy guy that's like, hey.
Yeah, dude, I like to talk, man, and I like to learn, I like to listen, and if someone has the same interests as I do, it's always it's like a tennis game. I'm gonna go back and forth, serve it, catch it up.
I played pong with someone during the interview.
Pong?
Pong.
Like the video game?
No, like ping pong.
Oh, ping
like
pong.
on a table. And it was the weirdest thing. Like trying to ask the question and keep it in mind, and then like pay attention to the. I'm awful at any kind of like serving game. So hilarious, great interview. Just bad visual.
Yeah, I think Forrest Gump was a great ping pong player. I read one time in a movie.
Read in a movie. Well,
There's good questions. Keep them up. What we got? Let's go.
what is your ultimate goal for music?
I don't know.
Deep question. Lots of ways.
Yeah, I mean, my goal for music is to always grow, never be content, and always try to find those new pathways that are there. They're in the shadows, and you have to just kind of keep digging to find them. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like if you crumple up a sheet of aluminum foil. You know what I mean? You can always get it straighter. It never goes perfectly straight again. Every time you iron it out, you straighten out a new crease, a new crinkle, and that's kind of like, I think that's what life is all about, and what music is about, is always trying to like expand and grow and reach your full potential, even though it's physically impossible to reach it. You know, you strive for perfection, but the purpose is in the journey. Yeah.
It's not so much where you end up, it's how you got there.
Yeah, because we're all going to die, and then the only thing you're going to have is your last day, so you might as well make every day like that.
I wish more people had that philosophy, that mentality, the get up, do better next day, you know, make every day for what it is.
Yeah, I think we all do in a way. We just kind of got to realize that's what it is. You know, everyone has those moments of clarity, and you just got to become aware and be awake and present to that.
Do you have any future side projects? Or are you kind of currently sticking with the good old Gemini?
Oh yeah, I mean, I put all my effort into this. Who's to know what comes in the future, you know? But there's life is so full, you know. Like I'm real busy with music. I'm real busy with art. I'm real busy with family life. So I always try to make room for more, and try to grow what I'm already working on. So,
is there a favorite song that you enjoy playing more so than any other?
Man,
just personal reasons, random things that makes you remember.
Whatever. I like the first song and the last song. Whatever they are, hold a special space for me, because that first song is your introduction, like you were saying. It's the first time you get to say hello, like here we are. And then the other song is your farewell, So those songs always hold a special part for me.
Very cool. I don't always understand the mind of musicians that I come across, but I feel like if we were to sit down just at a random place, start having a conversation, it would go. It's not just a stalemate of someone who's ignorant and unwelcoming.
Yeah, I think it would just get a latte and just fucking explode.
Right?
Let it happen.
I think I had one more. I gotta remember what it was. Do you have a favorite brand, like as far as your equipment goes, your cymbals, your drumsticks, your heads?
I'm really, really lucky that I'm endorsed by all my favorite companies. Like, I'm not settling for anything. I mean, I just locked in my DW drum contract. I've used Sabian cymbals since I was a teenager. I've been using the same drumsticks since I was 19 years old. So everything I have is what is my favorite, So I'm super grateful to be able to say that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to see when someone can actually follow their dreams and get what they want also. It's not just I like it. It's, hey, I'm going to go out and do that and be a supporter. And
it's a lot of impatient patience. It's a whole lot of like, okay, I'm going to be patient, but I'm going to be really impatient about it.
And understand that.
So like I held off on a lot of things and waited for the right time. But I definitely wasn't in some peaceful mindset the whole time, but like, this is the right way to do it. No, I was like completely like, I want this now, but I know it's better to hold off, and then little by little it all kind of lined up.
I think most of us have to go through that period of chaos to kind of understand the functionality of waiting to hurry.
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes along with the idea of acting your way into right thinking. You might not necessarily always instinctually do the right thing, but if you just know what the right thing is and do that, even though your mind might be in a little moment of chaos, then you'll eventually build the good habits of patience, and it goes with everything. Like.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Kristina here, Focus Calls Productions. Brian Steele Medina. Thanks to Tom George for FIXit Publicity and Jim Dodge for Zero Circle Magazine. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy your time.